Hey, Shalom. Inshallah, I want to start off souls by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh, that's the real name of whom the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh, and his son's true name is Yahweh Shai. Then when we pray Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Ber meaning in, her meaning the, Shah meaning name, right? So Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay, this one's inspired. Which got met a lady in my where I live, and basically I hadn't seen her before, but she she was in a wheelchair. It's kind of speaking to her, whatever. Ended up finding out the ailment that she had, right, and had something to do with like inflammation of of the blood vessels and everything. And is really just thinking, for instance, for us, when we hear that, we're like, okay, cool, inflammation, that's, this and that, whatever, what have you. Okay, but then, the people in the world, their thing is very much, what, going to eat for their medication. Now, of course, the herbs go in, man. That's why this, for instance, Surah, the, scripture that I have here, the first bit is talking about the Surah 38 and 1 says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which he may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. Okay, and that's why it is, why it says that, because the problem, not the problem, but the thing with the herbs is because the herbs are so vast, right, and ailments are so many, right, that actually it's difficult to to know everything. Now we are all supposed to have a general understanding of the herbs, right? That is something that is commanded us, right? Just because certain things you just kind of got to know, okay. But when it comes in, when it starts getting deep, right, you'll be hearing the apostles and elders going into this herb and that herb. Yeah, that's good, for this. Things that Esau tells you can't be healed, right? All of these things can be healed, right, by Yahweh. Okay, and what I wanted to get into in this lesson was, just really touching on the fact that we're going to be given power, and that's basically ultimately what I was, kind of thinking about in regards to that lady's like, oh, on that day, if the Lord, willed it, she could just go to, one of the Arkim, and then if she believed, right, the Lord would have been able to heal her, right? Because at the end of the day, it isn't us that's going to be doing the healing. It's going to be we're just going to be the conduits, if you will, right? We're going to be the ones basically asking the Most High, right, to heal that particular individual, right? But in just these times, just kind of got to go with it, right? So this is verse 2, so 38 and 2. So for of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. So ultimately that's where it comes from, whether because people may go to E for their medication, this, that, and the other, but ultimately if the Most High doesn't want someone to get healed of an ailment, they won't get healed. All right, they can have the best physicians and this, that, and the other. In fact, there's let me try and find that one. Let me try and find that one. This is, for example, Matthew 9 and 20. It says, and behold, a woman which is diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. For she said within herself, if I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. Right, so she knew the power of, Yahweh Shai. And that's that faith. She's like, oh man, I just got to touch. I know if I touch, I'm going to be whole. And that is that faith. Okay. So it says, but Yahushua turned him about, and when he saw her, it says, daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole. And that's it. And ultimately, when you saw a load of these people that were healed, right? What did Yahushua say after the fact? It says, your faith has made you whole, right? And the woman was made whole from that hour, right? But yeah, that was it. She had I believe in the other account, actually it goes a bit more into it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we go. Luke 8:43 in this account, right? It says, and a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any, came behind him and touched the border of his garment, and immediately her issue of blood stanched. What does that word mean? Oh, great. I just want to read the word. Okay, what does it mean in the Hebrew then? In the Greek, it says to cause or make to stand, to place, to put, set, to bid, to stand by, to set, and upon stand. The base, I think it means it ended, right? So I don't know what I can do. Oh, come on. In the regular dictionary, to check or stop the flowing of stanched her tears, also to stop the flow of blood from a wound. Okay, stop. So that's what that word. To stop the flow of blood from a wound. Right, so basically that's it, right? So, in this particular instance, you had this woman. She had gone to the physician. She had gone to this, that. Did everything, right? However, she couldn't be healed, right? But that's just sounds like one of those situations. Ultimately, when that was just her lot, just for the Lord to heal her, right? For this thing to show this exact example that actually, it's ultimately of the Lord, where wherein one gets healed. Okay. This is Luke 4:38. All right. It says, and he arose out of the synagogue and entered into Simon's house. And Simon's wife's mother was taken with a great fever, and they besought him for her. And he stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her, and immediately she arose and ministered unto them. Right, because ultimately it's all demons, man. I remember even which got the apostles were basically recounting a story that they, or rather an account with one of the elders, where an elder had basically said, that thing, the reasoning said, that the gut, the love handles, right? So really, that's just the demon, man. All right, ain't letting you lose that that bit of fat right there, right? And that's and that's like with these diseases that we have, really, and ultimately it's just demons, man, right? But what you call it, the Lord is going to give us the spirit to be able to cast these demons out of individuals. Right now, you have the case with the Apostle Paul, right? He had basically an ailment that the Lord basically, we don't know what it was, but he had a ailment that the Lord basically, he prayed to the Lord for the Lord to heal him, right? But then the Lord was like, nah, my grace is sufficient for thee, because once again, ultimately, healing cometh from the Lord, okay? And, as such, we're not necessarily going to be able to heal our own ailments or whatever, what have you, right? Because this is all for the glorifying of the Lord, right? Once again, that's why when Yahweh Shah was healing people, who say your faith hath made you whole, right? When other people, when Peter and them, it was all about praising Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, okay? But these things, these elements are all demons. Ultimately, you see a guy that is talking to himself a bit loopy Linda. He's got demons on them, man. Right, which is why certain times when you walk past them, they may single you out, because that's that demon basically saying, "Yo, I know you," right? So we carry on. It says Mark 9:17. Right, it says, and one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which hath a dumb spirit. Right, dumb, I believe, but yeah, mute, right, not being able to speak. Right, it's basically the demon had closed his mouth. It says, and wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foameth, and gnasheth with his teeth. Right, so you can imagine, not saying it is this particular one, but you can imagine you get them people with like is it what, cerebral palsy or whatever, Cerebral, cerebral palsy, I think, and they're just in a wheelchair and they can't with their hands up like that, right? In fact, let me get a picture, give me a yeah, I'd actually misspelled it. Cerebral palsy. I'd always heard that cerebral palsy, right? But you kind of see that, and they're all just in the wheelchair. You sometimes they're dribbling on themselves, right? They can't really move their hands like that, whatever, what have you. These are all just demons, man. Right? These are all just demons, right? And once again, when the Lord pours that spirit out to be able to do a thing, then hey, the Lord is gonna allow it. Okay, certain people, the things are gonna get spooky, man. You're gonna start seeing certain miracles, and then Esau's gonna start, medical misinformation. He didn't heal him, but you're just there like, bro, we all saw it. Okay. So it says, yes, and I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. It says, he answered him and saith, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. It says, and they brought him unto him, and when he saw him, straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming. It says, and he asked his father, how long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, of a child. So these demons jumped on him, on that child. I don't know where it said of a child, as in like when he was born. But if he was born, that means he was born with them demons. But for instance, you get certain people that they were good, and then one day they just lost the plot, right? That's them, because them demons jumped on them at some point, right? Says, and oft times it hath cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. So basically, this demon's trying to kill him, right? And you see that sometimes with some of these demons, with these people, they start hurting them, start punching themselves and things like that, right? It says, but if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. It says, Yahushua said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believe it. So once again, you look into that word believe, that goes into faith. Okay. Right, and it's in the Romanian, it's cred, right, which is believe, I believe, eu cred, right, and then that's the same with faith, right, credința, right, if I remember the word correctly. Right, he says, and straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. Right, it says, when Yahushua saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him and enter no more into him. Well, because sometimes you see people that they say I have good days and I have bad days. Right, even now I'm thinking that's for instance, you have people with like dementia, right? And because I was just someone, a person is saying that their mother basically was going through dimensions, like some days really good, some days really bad, this, that, and the other. That's just now I'm reading this, I'm I speak as a fool, but I'm getting that idea that sometimes the demons will be off of them, and then the demons will jump on them, demons off on all of these different ailments, man. Okay, it says, and the spirit cried and rent him sore and came out of him. It says, and he was as one dead, in so much that many said he is dead. Right? So basically, the spirit didn't want to leave, man. The spirit was like, nah. Right? That's what I said. And it says, the spirit cried and rent him sore. Right? It says, but Yahushua took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he was come into our house, his disciples asked privately, why could we not cast him? He says, and he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. So basically, that was a heavy demon. That was a heavy demon upon that individual, right? And that's it. You get different levels of demons, man, right? Now, this is Matthew 10, right? But these are the times that we're coming into, right? It says, Matthew 10 and 1 says, and when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Okay, so basically, the Lord is going to do such that certain men are just going to be able to heal, right? Certain men are going to be able to, have power over these spirits, man. Right up, everyone's gonna get their several gifts. Lord is gonna have it such that for instance, you read what was Acts 10, not Acts 10, Acts the second chapter, Salakia, right? When the Lord just gave them the gifts to be able to speak, all the different different languages and things like that. Okay, the Lord out here. Lord's gonna start doing some stuff, man. Right? We needn't worry about what Esau's gonna do. Esau might, try and release some bar weapon, whatever, what have you. We needn't worry about that because the Lord protects us, and the Lord is gonna give us power over those things, man. Right? Because ultimately, you had the case once again. Yeah, that was the point I was gonna get. Like with Paul, he had he had been, what's the word? He wasn't able to heal himself from the ailment. But remember when he got a shipwrecked, right? When he got shipwrecked, and then he got up to the island, I believe, of the barbarians or whatever. I think referred to them as barbarians, and he got bit by the viper. The viper's venom did nothing to him. Right? Why? Because ultimately, Lord is dealing with him, and that the blood of the viper can only do something to you if the Lord wants it to do something to you. Scripture says the issues of life and death belongeth to the Lord. Okay, so once again, we're gonna be, whoever the Lord, gives that spirit out, right? He's gonna they're gonna be able to just heal people, man, people that believe. This is Acts 8:7. It says, for unclean spirits crying with loud voices came out of many that were possessed with them, and many taken with palsies and that were lame, right, were healed. Okay, and there was great joy in that city. And I say, but for real, because you can imagine, you have certain people, you had the family members and whatever. Oh, so and so's family member, the one, that's been, in a wheelchair all their life. Yeah, man. Hey, the Lord healed them, man. People gonna be like, what? And then that's gonna boost people's faith, right? And then, hey, that's and those are gonna be interesting times, man. To see exactly how it is that the Lord is gonna, get this, how this part of the story is gonna play out, right? We can speculate, but we know it's gonna happen. We know that people are gonna be given the spirit to to perform these miracles. Not say people, men of the Lord. Okay. This is Acts 5. I'm going to start from 14. It says, unbelievers were the more added to the Lord, multitudes both of men and women. Yeah, because once again, when the Lord's going to start, pouring that spirit out to allow us to be able to perform these miracles, right? We're gonna people are gonna start believing. People, because this is the thing, right? It's a godless generation, right? Everything here it is. You got the world starting to burn, the world is flooding, and the Lord has shown Himself that He's plaguing this place. However, people just call it global warming. Okay. It says in so much that they brought, yeah. So sorry, yeah. But in that day, right, people are gonna be like, nah, this wasn't global warming. This was the Most High, right? And the Lord is gonna start basically putting that spirit back into the world of belief in the Lord, man, right? It says yeah, in so much that they brought forth the sick into the streets and laid them on beds and couches, that at the least the shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow some of them. And that's faith, right? It says there came also a multitude out of the cities round about Jerusalem, bringing sick folks and them which were vexed with unclean spirits, and they were healed every one. Okay. And that's it, man. The Lord's gonna start doing some stuff. But hey, two things like faith made thee whole, because that's it. Yeah, people that were performing those things, they were showing great faith, right? Faith and belief in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? But I think I've touched the point. As always, Lord's order, I was edifying. Um, you know, until the next time we say Shalom.